Okay. So I wanted to go over this and basically what's going on and help some people understand truly kind of what's going on with research and information. So let me turn this off real quick. It was brought up that continuity in government and the military is under control. Well, the issue with that is you still have to have a leader. All right. There still has to be a leader. You can't just say the military is under control, because my first question to you is going to be, who is under control? Who's under control? Tell me who the person is that is under control. So we can't just say the military, right? The military's in charge. There has to be a person in control. So let's say continuity of government, and the continuity of government was the person who is the president. And you're doing that because he's not fit or shouldn't be there for whatever reason. You now have to go down the chain of command, and you have to replace him with the appropriate people, all the way down to who you believe is not a problem. All right, so you got to go down vice president, secretary of state. Vice president, Speaker of the House, Speaker, and all the way down the list. I don't know the list offhand. I'll have to look it up, but I'll do a video on it. But somebody has to be named president. Somebody has to be in charge. Somebody has to represent the country. Someone. And that person has to be known. It can't be top secret. It can't be, it has to be established so that the country can properly function. And it's in, paperwork like this, and I'm going to go over this. And this is the National Continued Policy. Purpose: establish the comprehensive national policy on the continuing of the federal government structure and operations, and single national council coordination responsible for coordinating the development and federal continuing policies, blah, blah, blah. But basically, this is continuity of government and says, okay, what do we do? Well, the first thing we need to do is name who's in charge, who's making the decisions, because you can't just say the entire military. You have to pick somebody. That person is now in charge, and that person is now technically in the White House. They are the president of the United States of America, because we have to have one. For the benefit of the country, the benefit of the world, there has to be a representative, and everybody has to know who that representative is. We can't hide that. We can't pretend. It has to be established. That's how this system works, because continuity of government means to coordinate an effort within the federal government and executive branch to ensure that the national essential functions continue to perform during a catastrophic emergency. So we have to know who the president is, who is leading us, who we are going to. It is to maintain a government. It is not to just upheave it and throw it out. It is to maintain that government. So when you have this continuity of government, you are establishing a new leader, a new president, and a new chain of command. And it's straight in here. That's how this works. You can't just say, okay, so I'll move on. All right. Now, so for that to happen, you have to tell me who the president is, because that's how this works. Tell me and show me who the president is. And that's something that you're not going to hide from any of us. We all have to know who it is. And so it's going to get reported who the new president is. Because we have to know, because countries have to know. Okay? Because when you're an outside country in an outside situation, the last thing you want to know is not know who's in charge of the United States of America. That is a global threat. It is a problem. All right. Now, I'll go over this. I'm going to be doing a video on this. That was somebody. That was this. Okay, so this just came out with Politico. So people said, well, what do you think's going on? Well, I'll explain what's going on. You got to throw out what Trump said. When Trump said, we got them all, we did all this, we did that. Well, if you want to take it further than that, you can. But Trump was exaggerating. It's because what he did. And the problem is he didn't. It was more of a scare tactic, I believe. Because he didn't have the backing. He didn't have the backing from the rest of the government to enforce what he believed was happening. So he's fixing that. He is currently right now fixing that. And this article came out from Politico, and I'll put a link into this, and it kind of goes into what he's learned and what he's doing. Determination has prompted Trump to be more nonsense and at least so far with some endorsements. While 45th president has given his seal of approval to candidates ranging from local mayor to autocratic prime minister of Hungary, he has held off doing so in key Senate races like Missouri, Oklahoma, Ohio, Pennsylvania, where his early pick, Sean Pennell, dropped out after messy details of his divorce were revealed. So he's now going and trying to build a defense. All right. Now, Trump. Let's see if we can find this. If Trump is planning to run for president, which all signs point to he is, the most important thing he should do should be to elect more people to the Senate who share his worldview. One Trump world advisor said, I think the biggest problem Trump had in the first 4 years was a lack of ideology supporters in the Senate. So basically what he's doing is saying, look, I'm going to run in 2024. If the midterms come across and my people get put in, I'm going to run in 2024 because I have a great opportunity to make changes. That is what he's doing. So what he's basically going to be doing is he's going to be going out and doing rallies and trying to show that he still has pull with the people. He still can bring the crowds in. He can still be the offense. And just, I'll post this article. You can read it. This isn't the first time there's been various articles that I've done videos on. But he needs a defense. So what he's been doing is been going out and saying, okay, we need to get the best people in place for this district and this district and this district. And then when they say, okay, we'll back you, Trump, he's deciding, fine, I'll put my name on you and endorsing them. He has to do this. This is the only way he can get anything done. And he found out that not having a defense crushed him. And I'm being completely honest here in regards to this. It's not continuity of government. It's not any of this other stuff. But what is horrible, and the issues that is the fact that there's a lot of fake news coming out. And this fake news is going to destroy him because people are going to give up. And that fake news is everything from Gassara to Trump's coming back, to the military's ready, to we're going to do all this, to continuity of government, to the ballots are in, and this and this and this. It's not, it's fake. If you can't back it up, it's fake. It ain't real. It's lies. That is what Trump calls fake news. So if you are a news agency or you're putting yourself on YouTube with the term news, you need to be able to back up your sources. Because if not, you're fake news. And it doesn't matter if you're a patriot or not. If you want to be news, if you want to be the new mainstream news, you can't be anything. You have to be neutral. So the issue is that I'm basically explaining to you that this is what's actually happening. This is what he's doing. This is what's going on. And people don't want to hear that. They don't like that. They don't want to know. They want to know that the money's coming and he's coming back and he's going to fix all the problems and the kids will be saved. But I've gotten numerous articles and things that I've done that say that that's not his plan. Aides and advisors say Trump is closely analyzing and watching key Senate races with candidates are duking it out over the airways and inviting his attention. There isn't a grand strategy that dictates how or when he will get involved, they say. Instead, Trump's decision to endorse often comes down to... I don't know what happened there. Wow, my screen just bumped. I think it was going to say personal. Either way, I don't know where that happened. I don't know but this is the plan. This is what's actually going on. So when he goes to these rallies, it's not to take over and say we've got them all and the tribunals are happening or anything like that. It's basically to keep his offense going, to stay out in front and keep the crowds coming to the games while he builds a defense. And that is his plan. That is the process. So I'm going to end this one here. And this, like I said, this is what the problem that lies. And one of the reason that, like I said, I'm trying to explain this, that I feel that the rhetoric in regards to all the stuff is bad, is because when this doesn't happen, his plan's not going to work. He won't have an offense anymore. So this is something that if to continue this stuff and not stand up to the people and say, hey, that's not happening. That's crazy. That's communism. That's this, that's that. Although I understand there's a lot of people that want to have those conversations and have this debate and go back and forth. But at some point, you have to bring out reality from delusion or we all get hurt. I'm telling you the plan because it's right here in various art and various things. I can tell, not just because, well, that's fake news, but it's what he's doing. It's literally what he's doing. You just have to think about, okay, why would he be doing this? Why would he still be doing rallies? Why would he still be doing this stuff? He'd be doing it because it says it, even in the stuff that's come out from the Jan 6. I believe it was either Tucker Carlson or Sam or Hannity that basically said, look, if you can't get the White House counsels on your side, we're doomed. And he didn't. He learned about politicians. He found out that although he might not have been a politician then, he found out when politicians matter. It's when you don't have the power. When you're on your way out, you get no support. Politicians don't help the underdog. That's not how they stay politicians. So he is now looking to build that defense. And anybody that's basically saying that all this other stuff's going to happen and this and don't vote and stuff like that, well, then he has no offense. But there's why he comes out and says the stuff that he says, I don't know. Why he said we've got them all, it's over, it's done, I don't know. I was thinking he maybe he hoped that they would stand by him, that they would back him up. They'd be there to reinforce that statement. But they didn't. They didn't. So, the new plan is to build a defense. And it's right here in this article and other articles. You can have the best offense in the world, but if there's nobody to defend you when it's time, it doesn't work. And you can tell me. You tell me if Trump had a good defense. You tell me. If you were Trump, what would be the first thing you would do with everything that happened? You'd hire a better defense. You'd bring in better people to support you. You'd pick better people. You'd learn from your mistakes. And come back stronger the next time and defy the odds again. Because that's how he thinks. I'll tell you what. You just let me know when At what point do you need to see what I see? Like, is there a date that you're going to basically say, hey, you're going to, that the goalposts will stop moving? Because my goalposts are set at the 2024 midterms. I'm sorry, the 2022 midterms will tell me if he's got his people in. If he's got his people in, he will run in 2024. If he doesn't, I don't think he'll run. There's no need. So I just want to, my question is what is your date? What is your date that, in regards to the Nassar, Gassar, and all this other stuff, how long do we allow that to be a part of a conversation? Because at some point, it's not healthy. It's not healthy to the country. It's not healthy to the well-being of Americans. It's not healthy. And it's very tough to be the person that to tell people they're wrong, and that's not how things go, because then they might not like you anymore. When you're right, you lose a lot of friends. You lose a lot of people. You lose subscribers. You lose views. Because it's not what the people want to hear. But it's Sage News Network. I don't get the right to tell you what you want to hear. Just how it works. Anything else is fake news.